I have to say, the team that also sort of left with the least, in terms of learning anyway, has to be Cuffs, Sunbeam, and Ponygon. Or Schneider. Maybe he'll start correcting everyone in the sequel. Now, here's the thing. I want to state right away, I still love both of these characters. Ponygon, despite his ornery nature in which he acts a bit more like a stubborn donkey than a horse, has his moments where he's absolutely lovable and adorable. And Sunbeam, while a huge dork sometimes, is an absolutely lovable dork. Or adorkable, as they say. But at the same time, I say they didn't leave with as much because, well, Sunbeam, by the time he was introduced, was already a pretty well-adjusted person. Aside from meeting El Chivas, and at the end of the manga them coupling seems pretty clear, he doesn't really change much in terms of his character. He learns more about the ins and outs in battle, but everyone else in the series does too. Now, I don't chalk this up to Raiku's fault from a writing perspective, because in terms of the anime, we're pretty much halfway through it by the time Sunbeam and Ponygon finally meet, and Sunbeam is starting to be his book owner. Heck, even if you want to go by the manga's chapters, it's still nearly halfway through. Raikou had a bit of a problem. He had built up the fact that Ponygon was going to eventually meet his book owner at some point. But halfway through this battle with the ancient Momoto, when he finally had, it had to be a rather dramatic reveal. Whereas everyone else meeting their respective book owners was kind of comedic, or a little dramatic in some faction, or taking place before the events of Episode 1, with Ponygon and Sunbeam, we're seeing a pairing right before our eyes in real time, on top of the kind of spells that Ponygon has. Luckily for us, Raikou made this a really, really good reveal. During this, Kyo and Zatra are in the middle of a battle with an ancient Momoto they seem absolutely outmatched against, plus the terrain is in his favor. And Layla can't help them either. All she can do is stand aside and watch as they sink into a sandpit. All seems lost until we hear... Sunbeam arrives to help. We not only get the reveal of Ponygon's first spell, showing that he uses high-speed enhancement spells, and in that battle, Ponygon learns his second spell, right then and there, quickly catching up to the group in terms of his ability to assist in battles. This was a great reveal, and Sunbeam is still a really likable, funny guy. I will say that Sunbeam and Ponygon are well-written characters. But like I said, Sunbeam didn't really change much. Ponygon was the one who had more to learn. So what exactly did Ponygon learn from the battle? This requires us looking at how he was before the battle. Before the battle, and even well at the beginning, Ponygon was very confrontational. Very much not trusting anyone else's intentions, thus why he constantly bit Kyo's hand, which, while funny, demonstrated his trust issues. Something we've learned about the Momotos is that not all of them are capable of speech, even at age 5 or 6. Some are capable of just grunts or whatever noise they make. In Ponygon's case, it's medu medu me, which sounds like a sheep bleating. Ponygon, however, can understand other people. Being able to understand speech, but not speak yourself, can probably be a little frustrating, both for yourself and everyone around you. People will treat you like you're stupid, or there's something wrong with you. And here's something to look forward to in the sequel. Ponygon will be able to speak. His parents could. That implies he will too at some point. Now, has he corrected everyone and will he start going by Schneider now? Which is what his parents named him? I don't know. That all remains to be seen. Maybe he took on the name Ponygon just for fun. But back to the main series. Ponygon, as I stated, has trust issues. He thinks people will try to take advantage of him. However, he learns that he will need other people's help at some points. Before the battle, his father was bitten by a snake whose venom is highly toxic and could kill him. He couldn't walk, so he ordered Ponygon to go get help. Ponygon, of course, can't go into town for anti-venom. He can't speak. He needs someone who can. Luckily, Zatch saw the whole thing and offered to help. Ponygon initially refuses his help, but with persuading from Zatch, realizes he needs the help. After more persuading, the two go together and save Ponygon's father. This was still a stumbling block for Ponygon way at the beginning, his being willing to accept other people's help. His inability to speak makes him strive for independence, until Sunbeam came along. Sunbeam was, well, like a sunbeam that lit up his life. Ponygon never showed anyone, except Zatch, a lot of affection, until Sunbeam came along. Sunbeam helped him open up. It was Sunbeam that taught him how valuable companionship is, and that striving to keep those connections in your life no matter what is so important. It's why Ponygon pushes himself so hard during every battle once he has met Sunbeam, even against his effective rival in the form of Karude/Karudio. Just look at this battle. Despite Karudio having a clear experience advantage over Ponygon, he just keeps pushing. He keeps fighting. Because Ponygon, by this point, has learned, even if everyone you care about doesn't understand you, keeping those connections is the most important thing in the world. This is why Sunbeam and Ponygon's relationship is very much like a master and their pet. Because with our pets, we can't ever fully understand them. After all, until we get some kind of Babelfish device that can discern what animal noises mean, we just have to make our best guesses. And this is why I will tell you all right now, pets are still your family. You all know by now, I lost a pet very near and dear to me relatively recently. I viewed Ringo practically like a son. And Sunbeam, despite Ponygon's inability to talk, still treats him like a partner, a family member. And in the final battle against Clearnote, the unfortunate fact is, he and Tia don't make it to that final battle. While Tia has to shield everyone from Clearnote's long-range attacks, Ponygon has to use Shin Shudo-Rook to fly everyone as close as possible to the battle once it's no longer safe for Apollo's plane. And when the spell takes too much of a tax on his and Sunbeam's bodies, Sunbeam still uses Go Shudo-Rook to move Zatch and Kyo closer to the battlefield. And like some horses will in real life, Ponygon pushed himself near to death to get his friend to the battlefield to finish this. To the point where Sunbeam knew that he would do this. He would push himself until he died. So he forced himself to burn Ponygon's book so that he would just stop before that happened. Sunbeam and Ponygon built such an amazing bond that while Sunbeam only got a relationship out of the battle, kids yet to be seen, Ponygon became not just a better horse, but a better person out of it. And that is what Ponygon learned from the battle, and what Sunbeam got out of it. Ponygon was such a lovable little character. It's no wonder he came in 4th place, not just in the overall battle, but in a lot of polls when it came to people's favorite Momoto. And hopefully, he keeps being in that place well into the sequel. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Please share this video with your fellow Zatch Bell fans, and if you could, please spare some time for the Twitch channel. If you have any money to spare, please go to the Patreon, donate. Even $1 a month helps the channel. Thanks so much, guys, and we will see you in the next video. And again, we are still working on fan dub content. This is just supplementary content to help get the channel out there. Thanks, guys!
Cut it out, Ponygon, that tickles!
You two are sure having fun.
Uh-oh, my break is over. Ponygon, I really need to get back to work. Ponygon?
Yo, cop, what's up with the horse?
I think he might be lost. If I don't get back to work soon, I could end up fired. Look, Ponygon, there's a big hay truck.
Where? Where?
Look, Ponygon, there's a Gattenbot.
Where? Where?
Ponygon, there's
What?
a flying yellowtail in the sky.
Don't be silly, Mr. Sunbeam. Yellowtails don't fly. Ah! It's true! There is a flying yellowtail! If it flies in the sky, it's gotta be good! It's gotta be really good!
Gash!
Wait!
No, I don't really get it either.
Wait! Wait, Mr. Yellowtail!